taking on one of the top offenses in the country this week. So what do you think about this game and how you match up against them?
I think they haven't played a defense like us yet. I'm just excited to play against them and see what we do against a high-powered offense like they are.
What do you feel like the bye week did for you guys in terms of just added preparation?
Just gave us a lot of time to focus on this game and get some plays installed and just make sure we know the basics really well. That's just what this last week gave us, was a lot of clarity.
What has it been like to watch this defensive line sort of progress on a week-to-week basis?
It's been tremendous. Last year we had no sacks, and this year we're getting more and more sacks. So it's really good to see all that work that Bates and Coach Chavis has been putting in for us. It's been coming to show, and hopefully it just continues for the rest of the season.
Well, you're getting to do some new stuff. How do you feel about that?
It's fun. It's great learning, just like the back seven, just learning the defense back there. I'm used to being a defensive lineman where we just got to go fast, go that way. And as a linebacker, you got to learn coverages and drops and coverages and just where you're going, man on man, and it's just a lot. It's been really fun to learn.
Have you felt good when you've had to drop back in coverage?
Yeah, they don't think I can guard, and I tell them, got it, just let me lock them up. No, it's been fun, though. It's really fun.
What are your primary memories from this game last year?
Just winning, the very end, that fourth and inches stop, that was really fun. That was one of the coolest things I got to experience, just how loud that stadium got, and just the whole atmosphere after the game, walking around, that whole experience was nothing I've ever experienced before. It was really fun.
How did the reality of it compare to what you thought going in?
It was what I thought, just a game that you'll remember forever. We had Matthew McConaughey right outside in the tunnels, all these people. It was just amazing. It was so cool. The stadium was awesome. That whole thing was just, I never thought something would be like that. It was fun.
You mentioned the fourth down stop, the energy, the defense. What was that like? Each snap of the ball, what was that fourth down stop for this defense like? And is that something that you remembered all summer?
Yeah, I just gave life to the team. I feel like I gave life to that defense. It was just something, I don't know, just nerve-wracking. You get that stop, it's just the best feeling. I don't know. I'll remember that play for the rest of my life. Yeah, that's one of those things I'll always remember.
I know last year is kind of last year, but having success in a game like that against this Texas team, is that something that kind of gives you guys more confidence going into this one?
I think just any game you get a dub is confidence enough, and this is just another game. We got to go out there and try to go 1-0, and then next week will be 1-0 again, and just so forth.
Kaden's played a lot of ball. Did you have any advice for him on Saturday, or is it just like you got to go out there and experience it to really know what it's all about?
Ken Wooler?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's been asking. I tell him it's I didn't understand the spectrum of the game until last year. I watched that game growing up my whole life, and I tell him the same thing. It's just you got to experience it. It's incredible. It's fun, and he's got to experience it. But he's confident. He's ready. I know he's going to do really well this Saturday.
Knowing that that's the number one team in the country across the gridiron there on the other sideline, does that do anything extra for you guys in terms of motivation going into this one?
I think Texas is motivation enough, but just it's exciting playing the number one team in the country, seeing where you compete, where you rank with those guys, and I think everyone's just really excited to see what OU can do. So,
going back to that game last year, what do you remember about Danny and the way he handled it, both outside of the game and then on the field?
Oh, leader from the jump. Before the game, he got us motivated with that speech. After the game, halftime, Danny just a prime example of a true leader, and he's just a locker room guy, and his energy is just fantastic, and Danny's someone everyone looks up to. So,
you talk about that speech. What stood out to you about that, and do you remember your reaction in the moment?
I just remember the locker room going erupt when he said that. It's just one of those things. Did he write that before? It was just how he came about it was just so perfect. It was just one of those things.
Oklahoma's in a unique situation where you guys aren't only underdogs, you're big underdogs. Do you feast off of that?
Yeah, it's fun knowing you're the underdog. The underdog mentality is a great mentality to have, and I'm just excited to really play with these dogs that we got in the locker room this weekend. So.
You had some success in this matchup even before you got here, 2022. You guys beat them in Stillwater. What is it about kind of this Texas matchup or kind of the success you've had against them that motivates you?
They're just a team that never recruited me, so I always like to play against teams harder. I just like playing football, though. At the end of the day, if I have a good game, it's because I put the work in, and if I don't, I didn't put enough work in. And I'm just motivated off the work I put in.
Thanks. Trace, can I ask you one question? This is a little offbeat, but as you were recruited by a number of schools. Oklahoma's now in the SEC. Do you feel like recruits will come to OU as one of the big reasons why, because they're in the SEC?
I feel like people always want to come to OU. You know, me growing up, wish I had OU offer. You know, OU is just one of those schools. You know, you think of like Michigan, Texas, OU. Like that's just a school everyone wants to play at. If you have an offer there, you're really blessed to be there. Have a blessed opportunity to go there. Oklahoma is just one of those places. I don't know.
So you don't think the SEC will have anything to do with it?
I think that adds the glamour to it for sure. But at the end of the day, you come in and see the coaching staff, you see Venables and Chavis and the coaches, and that's what makes you really fall in love with OU.
Does your experience playing in those Bedlam games help you with the river and stuff like that?
I assume, I guess, yeah. Just another game, I don't. Yes.
I appreciate